Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got Bhad Bhabie. Got the last laugh by the boy Patrick CC. You think she got the last laugh?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
It depends on what you
we talking about.
I say this. I know. I got an assumption of what we're talking about.
Okay.
So if you're looking at it at that aspect of it, financially, I guess it's so. You know what I'm saying? She's real wealthy. I just don't.
What?
I think a lot of dudes. I just don't like. But hey, it's just.
Child, let's just get into it.
That's my personal opinion. But
I don't.
She got the bag, I guess. You know what I'm saying. So she did get the last laugh. She made a lot of moves, but I don't know. I would like to see a lot of people like 10 years from now. Where people at 10 years from now. A lot of people, but hey, you never know. So, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want to first support, all you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it with a thumbs up.
Only thing I was hinting at, I feel like a lot of dudes were trying to shoot their shots before she was 18. That's what I was going at. Like, not her, but the people that was intrigued by her, I feel like are very sick individuals. Yeah. Basically what I was trying to say.
Danielle Bregoli was the laughingstock of the internet for years after her appearance on the Dr. Phil show. Her presumptuous attitude, attention-seeking tactics, and accused appropriation of black culture just made people despise her, but it also got her filthy rich. Danielle's career was literally handed to her, but unlike most people who get 15 minutes of fame, she turned it into an empire. This girl was a child when her worst moments were being broadcasted to the entire world. Today, she has transformed into someone we barely even recognize, but it was all a part of the plan. On September 14th, 2016, Dr. Phil aired the 8th episode of its 15th season, which featured a 13-year-old girl from Florida named Danielle Bregoli. Danielle was seemingly a typical teenager whose rebellious and delinquent behavior reached a point where her mother could not control her, knife-wielding, skipping school, and stealing cars for a quick joyride. She even stole a crew member's car while the episode was being filmed. Despite Danielle's obvious pitfalls, people were also pointing the finger at her mother. Mom, my daughter is so out of control and provocative. Also, Mom allows daughter to install a stripper pole in her bedroom. But the biggest problem her mother had was Danielle's love for violence. She liked to fight. It's important to note that the show producers encouraged Danielle to be as rambunctious as she could on camera, because it's more entertaining. At one point, Danielle even challenged her own mother to a fight on the set, but she also challenged anyone else in the audience to throw some hands.
Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that?
Nobody wanted to go the rounds with Danielle, but these 6 words would
Hearing it now, it's just way more comical because it's just, man. I do believe that, like, I think the whole thing was just a plot.
Yeah.
And I think Dr. Phil was just a pawn to the whole scheme, though. I really feel like her and her mama, like, really plotted this, you know what I'm saying, this come up. Because her mama reaps some of the benefits too, I'm sure. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you still explore your kid for monetary gain. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dr. Phil, like, damn, I shouldn't even put them on. You know what I'm saying? You got bamboozled. You got hoodwinked. You got played, bruh. And nobody else captivated the attention that they got from Dr. Phil beside her. Like, think about all this stupidity
like that
came on there, and you just like, damn, ain't none of y'all was able to captivate the attention that y'all got. Even the motherfucker who said they were who said they were somebody, they believe he was somebody else. I forgot to join. That's a lot of stupid, and none of y'all was able to captivate it besides her. That is crazy. Her mama, they was smart.
change her life forever. Her manufactured black scent that she claims is due to her being from the streets made the phrase "catch me outside, how about that" sound like "catch me outside, how about dat." And I don't think I've ever seen something more viral in my life. Your parents, maybe even your grandparents, know about this iconic catchphrase. She became a social media sensation known as the "Cash Me Outside girl." Danielle was used by boomers as confirmation bias to prove that Gen Z is a bunch of entitled brats. But even Gen Z was laughing at her because they knew she was their generation's jester. It was like this perfect moment where all generations, all walks of life came together to agree that the "Cash Me Outside girl" was a joke. The Dr. Phil YouTube channel gained 8 million views in 1 month from the clip of Danielle's episode. To this day, the channel has accumulated over 200 million YouTube views just from Danielle's appearances on the show. But the crazy part is, Danielle didn't even know she was the laughingstock of the internet at the time. Dr. Phil had Danielle transported to the Turnabout Ranch after her episode. Turnabout Ranch is neither owned nor operated by Dr. Phil, but is an independent residential treatment center for troubled youth located in Utah. The ranch is a therapeutic program that aims to help teenagers and young adults dealing with behavioral and emotional issues. Danielle didn't get to experience her newfound wave of clout since she didn't have access to social media or a cell phone while in Utah. After she returned home, she opened social media and was shocked.
At first I didn't know how to handle it. I was just like, my instinct was to like cuss everyone out who said it to me.
Since her Dr. Phil episode was the most successful episode of all time, it only made sense for his producers to bring her back on the show. In February of 2017, just 4 months after her original appearance, she returned to Dr. Phil to a studio without an audience where they discussed her time at Turnabout Ranch. She said her time there was fine before expressing that she was happy that she went. We would later find out that she was lying.
I wonder why he had the episode without an audience. Basically not to give her the attention that she might see.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
And her time at the ranch was much darker and more sinister than she was comfortable admitting. She also said that Dr. Phil was nothing before she came on the show, which prompted even more people to continue making memes about the bratty child. The memes prompted hip-hop producer DJ Suede, the remix god, to make a song sampling her infamous catchphrase. Suede's trap beat titled "Catch Me Outside" sits at over 60 million views on YouTube, but we realized the true power of the meme when this song peaked at number 72 on the Billboard Hot 100. A meme trap beat spent 3 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. 2017 was wild. Danielle and her mother, Barbara, sued DJ Suede over unpaid royalties for the remix. Barbara alleged that the DJ and his manager exploited her daughter after they agreed to let them use her voice and popular catchphrase on the record. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Danielle accepted a deal where she would get half of the remix profits. However, Barbara alleged that DJ Suede refused to pay them their royalties. Suede responded to the lawsuit saying, "My team and lawyer already read y'all the contract several times for months, and we have everything on paper. How about that?" He added, shaking my head, 15 minutes went by pretty fast, huh? Ironically, it was actually DJ Suede whose 15 minutes of fame that he got from Danielle was over, because the world was about to be introduced to Bhad Bhabie, whose fame was about to last a whole lot longer than 15 minutes. In January of 2017, music manager Adam Kluger heard "Catch Me Outside" on the radio and knew she could be a star. He reached out and arranged an appointment with Danielle and her mother. "I said, I want to manage you. Give me some time. I'll make you a star. I'll make you guys rich. We want to make this thing happen." With no hesitation, they were like, "Okay, done." They had no clue what that meant. Kluger wanted to take advantage of Danielle's bad girl persona and take this villain, relentless, crazy attitude kid and just brand her as this supervillain. She's going to be the one that the kids have to hide from their parents. Wanting to find a way to turn followers into money, Adam solicited the help of Dan Roof, the founder of a digital firm named Flute. Dan came on board as Danielle's digital manager, booking live appearances and setting up sponsorship deals. The same week Danielle reappeared on Dr. Phil, she starred in Kodak Black's music video for Everything 1K. This video was literally just Kodak's song with Danielle flexing cash, wearing grills, and sitting on a Rolls Royce while mouthing Kodak's lyrics, which prompted the video to gain almost 50 million views. On her trip home from LA, Danielle boarded a Spirit Airlines flight where she and her mother got into a fight with a passenger. But as other camera angles were released, it seemed like the passenger was potentially the aggressor and Danielle was just defending her mom.
Yo, you're not gonna take someone to ask you fucking wake up! You wanna be black? You don't know nothing?
Danielle and her friends got into another fight with random people one Saturday night in Lake Worth, Florida.
my head. I was like, man, show the fight. World star. Like, show the fight, but I forgot we on YouTube.
Then in April, she was cited for possession of marijuana in Boynton Beach. The 14-year-old was unsupervised, out of control, and on top of that being ridiculed by random people on the streets. It was a recipe for disaster. It also became increasingly obvious that her mother was no longer interested in helping Danielle once she realized she could make money from her daughter's delinquency. But despite her bad behavior, she was cultivating a real fan base through YouTube, where she uploaded consistent reaction videos showcasing more of her brazen personality that were generating over 1 million views per video.
If you had a child and a hoe tried you in front of them, what would you do? I would go to my car, turn on my car, put the air on in the car, strap my kid into their seat, and go beat the f***ing life out of that.
Her manager also knew that she had some rapping ability. And let's be honest, in 2017, at the height of the Lil Pump and Lil Xan era, you didn't need much skill. Plus influencers like Rice Gum and Jake Paul were gaining unimaginable view counts on their terrible music. Colger proceeded to book studio time for Danielle, but she was hesitant at first. I was like, I don't want to put these headphones on. I don't want to get in this booth. But then she had a change of heart. I was like, I'm prettier than all these people in here. I looked at the people in the room and I was like, I'm better than you. I can do this. I'll be fine. I won't look stupid. Soon, she was in a meeting opposite Atan Ben-Horan, the global head of artists and repertoire at Warner Music Group. Ben put together a team of 14 writers and producers to work on Danielle's first professional single, High Bid. They started her music rollout with a track called These Hoes, which peaked at number 77 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, making Danielle the youngest female rap artist to debut on the Hot 100. It also made Baby the third youngest solo artist of all time to chart on the Hot 100, behind JoJo and Stevie Wonder. The track's success led to Danielle signing a record deal with Atlantic Records. She then remixed Kodak Black's Roll in Peace and T Grizzly and Lil Yachty's From D to the A, but even her biggest haters could not deny her second debut single, High Bid, which reached number 68 on the Billboard Hot 100, while the music...
Did you used to bump the hot bitch? I forget how
I forgot. I'm so, like, I'm sitting here trying to think about how it goes.
But I'm sure you probably was. You know what I'm saying? No.
Not bumping it, but, like...
in tune with knowing what
like,
it
knowing
was.
about it, yeah. But
not like, I'm finna get in the car and ride around.
No.
I think another thing what made her blow up is her age group was predominantly on the internet. You know what I'm saying, at the time. And when you are that young and what's going around on the internet is people like intriguing is your age group and your age group get to see you like live what they really wish they could do on the day, you gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Honestly, with the people behind the scenes, it was easy for them. You know what I'm saying? They just had to make the right moves, but with you and your personality, and it's like, hey, that's an easy money grab for a lot of people, though.
Accumulated over 200 million views since its initial upload. The song was eventually certified platinum less than 5 months later. Most people on the internet were calling her music trash, but the numbers didn't lie. Plus, she wasn't afraid of criticism.
She's low-key smart, okay? I'm not gonna say she's smart because she's a little bitch.
I'm a little bitch. I'm a bitch, but you're the one sitting in the busted ass chair with your busted ass forehead, with your busted ass face, and your busted ass room. So why are you coming for me?
Rappers like Lil Yachty voiced their support for her career, which was followed by a collaboration titled Gucci Flip Flops that peaked at number 79 on the Billboard Hot 100 before receiving a platinum certification. Her string of success led to Bhad Bhabie receiving a nomination at the 2018 Billboard Music Awards for Best Female Rap Artist, alongside Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Over the next few months, Bhabie collaborated with artists like Ty Dolla $ign, YG, Lil Baby, City Girls, Charlie XCX, and Asian Doll. She announced her Band in the USA tour across North America and Europe, where she sold out various 150 to 500 person venues in nearly every city she visited. But whenever she had some positive momentum, she would revert back to her old self. In peak 2018 tomfoolery, Bhad Bhabie runs into her arch nemesis Woah Vicky, accompanied by the infamous Lil Tay for a good old-fashioned scrap. But all we got was high-pitched screaming and standing behind grown men pretending like they actually wanted to fight.
Come on, touch me. I want you to hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. If you hit me, I'll hit me. I'm right here. I'm right here. You coming at me, so you hit me. You're so about it. Hit me. You're so about it. You're so big and bad.
This was huge news at the time, but this would not be their final battle. Danielle announced a 6-month deal with Copycat Beauty, getting paid $900,000 to...
Yeah, I'll just be because you be knowing about the beauty brand. You know?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I mean, I probably have, but not really.
Have you ever seen any of her stuff? Maybe.
I haven't personally, but
the brand's products on her social media and music videos. She then signed a 12-episode deal for a reality show called Bringing Up Baby. The show premiered in February of 2019 on Snapchat as one of their many Snap originals. The first episode showcased her life behind the scenes and the hurdles she encountered amid her rise in the industry. This show reportedly earned over 10 million viewers in its first 24 hours. To compare, at the time, Keeping Up with the Kardashians was only getting 1.5 million views per episode. TMZ reported that Danielle made well over $10 million during 2019 due to her reality show. And although many still saw Danielle as the snobby kid from Dr. Phil capitalizing on her 5 seconds of fame, the fanbase she gained was undeniable. Maybe her fans saw her as a troubled teen who was misunderstood and taken advantage of as a child. Maybe they didn't see someone desperate for attention and rather someone who was unapologetically themselves. But there was no denying that she was still a loudmouth kid who always managed to find her way into trouble. At Cardi B's Fashion Nova launch party, Danielle decided to throw a drink of water on Iggy Azalea. Iggy seemingly had no idea what happened, nor did she really seem to care. It looked like Danielle pre-planned the attack while hiding behind her bodyguards and trying to make a spectacle, but Iggy did not cave. Danielle claimed that Iggy was talking crazy about her on Instagram. She was referring to a Shade Room Instagram post that asked, "Who is going to see Bhad Bhabie on tour?" And Iggy commented, "Are you?" Iggy responded to the incident.
I get that this little girl has made a name for herself acting a damn fool on television and online. But I'm a grown-up. I'm not about to waste my energy on that shit or be fighting a...
But I'll say this, in I guess in their defense, you just gotta walk off. Around that time, she was still a minor, bruh. Like, unless she physically put her hands on you.
Gotta be wise.
But even with that, can you still be charged with it, though? Even if they put their hands on you and you knowingly know that they're a minor? I feel like you could still be charged with it. I don't know.
Wait, what
I ain't been in that situation. No, what I'm saying is, so say for instance, because that's the reason why.
You defend
hold
yourself?
on. I'm finna explain. That's another reason why I feel like Vicky didn't initiate the whatever, because Danielle, I'm gonna call her Danielle.
Yeah.
She was a minor in all these situations. I'm saying, even if they throw Danielle throws and hit them with a punch or anything, and they fight her back and beat her ass, I feel like they can still be some charges still can be pushed on them. Mm-hmm. Even they be like, she hit me first. They be like, what? She's a minor, and I still feel like they'll figure out a way to you get what I'm saying? So in the best regards, in those situations, you just gotta walk off. It's not that you got punked out or anything. You just got to walk off and say, hey, I ain't trying to deal with the legal allegations or anything, legalities of the situation from behind the bullshit you want to do, because she's acting out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like she kept pushing that narrative because that's what people wanted to see from her, from Danielle.
And I guess probably looking at the numbers, looking at the money, like when I'm acting a certain way, that's when things are booming.
True. True that.
But I'm a grown-up. I'm not about to waste my energy on that shit or be fighting a kid in a club.
Azalea handled the situation like an adult, just making Danielle look even more childish and immature. Danielle also had a habit of making drama about her when nobody was directing hate towards her in the first place. In an interview with People, Jermaine Dupri, legendary songwriter and record producer, expressed his disappointment with the female rap game. They all rapping about the same thing. I don't think they're showing us who is the best rapper. For me, it's like strippers rapping. While these comments triggered responses from several women in the industry, Baby specifically replied, "Jermaine Dupri can suck my been like 10 years since Bow Wow. Sit down, grandpa." Since Danielle was on top of the game, she was able to run her mouth. She wasn't topping the charts, but her music videos and songs were still accumulating tens of millions of YouTube views. And she was consistently collaborating with every major industry rapper. But she was burning bridges with people who might be able to help her once her hype dies down. And as we approached 2020, people were getting really tired of Bhad Bhabie. but they did enjoy seeing her get beat up by her biggest op, Whoa Vicky. A brawl between Danielle and Whoa Vicky occurred during a recording session in Atlanta. TMZ got a hold of the footage from the fight where it seemed as though Vicky got the best of Danielle. Baby later took to social media saying, "Anyone who says I got beat up is delusional. This girl ain't hit me one time. She grabbed my hair and somehow ended up on top of me. The whole time my face stayed untouched." Every normal person observing this situation is wondering why these girls are hanging out with nothing but grown men who are filming them while they physically assault each other. But once Danielle posted a video to Instagram wearing box braids, the conversation around her cultural appropriation finally needed to be discussed. People were noticing Danielle slowly transforming her image and accused her of blackfishing, because she was sporting traditionally black hairstyles and even tanning/darkening her skin to a point where some people might even mistake her as non-white. This look Danielle is going for is now considered to be the beauty standard in pop culture. However, for the longest time, black people, specifically black women, were demonized and ridiculed for their hair, skin, AAV accent, and all other physical features that they were born with. Now that black women's
somebody say AAVE accent, I would always be like, what the fuck is that?
You'd be like, oh.
I'll be like, what the? I'll be like, bro, why is that even a thing? Like, but I guess if you, I just feel as though everything doesn't have to have a title or name to it.
But that's something that's not nothing.
I'm just saying, but every time I hear it, I be like,
just because.
I be like, why we gotta? Well, alright.
Anyway.
But yeah, I remember the whole controversy behind that situation, and I don't know. The internet saw it one way, and some people saw it the other way, and I still think to this day it's still something that a lot of people push. Some people push, but a lot of people try to push back on. You know what I'm saying? Especially when people bring it up. People hate when people bring it up, because then they, in regards, it's like, why everything got to be, you know what I'm saying? But then in that regards, it's like you're part of the problem.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because I've seen comments, and I've seen, like, even other, like, black women defend it. And I never, like, really understand. I'm like, what? I don't understand it as far as like the defense of it, because I'm like, let's call it what it is. Yeah. Let's have these conversations and let's see, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like we'll never get anywhere because it's always going to be like, you know, this divide. Yeah.
Skin, AAV accent, and all other physical features that they were born with. Now that black women's natural features are being praised in our society, white women like Danielle can just put on a wig, tan their skin, get lip fillers, and search.
I don't lie, this is a whole totally different child now. Well, because she was a child at the time, I understand. But mainly thing you notice is the hair, the makeup style, which I guess because she's getting older, so she's starting to wear makeup. But for one, the lips thing, the lips being a lot more not natural, and the makeup tone is not of your natural complexion. So you can't say, no, this is my natural look when it's not your natural look. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Procedures to reap all the benefits of being black, but also just transform back into being white whenever they want. Danielle addressed the criticism with an Instagram story. To all the black females that are saying my hair ain't meant for box braids, guess what? Y'all hair ain't meant to be straight, but y'all glue wigs onto your heads and sew Brazilian, Indian, and Peruvian hair, which is anything like your natural hair texture. She then goes to deny the cultural appropriation and follow that up with, I love the way I look, plus your man agrees. And we all know I look fine AF with any hairstyle I do from any culture because I'm just that girl. I hope y'all bald-headed hoes stay up all night thinking about this. Every time she opened her mouth, it just got worse.
I don't act black. I don't talking about who wants to be black. I don't understand that.
After this controversy, she remained pretty quiet until summer of 2020 when news broke that she entered a rehab facility at an undisclosed location where she'd received treatment for a combination of things, including childhood trauma and substance abuse in the form of prescription pills. Her management team told TMZ, "We are very proud of Danielle for recognizing that she needed help and seeking it out." Following...
Well, hold on, fucking management, y'all part of the problem. Y'all was pushing her to be that way.
Yeah.
So why are y'all happy, proud that Danielle recognized the help she needed But y'all was part of the problem of her, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all was pushing that narrative. You remember the shirts where you had her sticking up her middle finger on both of the titties? Come on now, bro. You are
Y'all
part
gonna
of the
condone
problem.
it as long as it's bringing in $1.
But now, since she's also now not necessarily adolescent, she's going
she's
into
getting older, she's
getting into adulthood.
recognizing
now
things
it doesn't look as marketable.
Yeah.
Hey, you have to understand you're grown now. We can't still carry on the childhood little antics, little childish antics you're doing. Now it looks real childish because now you're 18, 17, 18, you're going into adulthood. We need you to mature. Well, y'all done pushed this for 4 or 5 years now. She's not gonna, you know.
Released from rehab, Danielle continued her journey of healing and self-development when she posted a YouTube video breaking her silence about the Turnabout Ranch.
Dr. Phil, I'm going to give you from now till April 5th to issue an apology, not only to me, but to Hannah and any other child that you sent to Turnabout or any other program like this. And if you don't, I'm gonna handle things my way.
Danielle had played the villain character her whole life, and now she was starting to gain sympathy from the internet. Danielle was inspired to share her story after a woman named Hannah Archuleta came forward a month earlier, claiming that she was sexually assaulted by a staff member at Turnabout Ranch. Hannah was also sent to the ranch by Dr. Phil in 2019 when she was 17 years old. The Turnabout Ranch is one of the many wilderness programs that take place in rural Utah. If you watch my video about Chet Hanks, who was also sent to a Utah camp, or if you watch the Netflix documentary Hell Camp, then you know all about the horrors of these programs. But if you don't know, wilderness therapy programs are a major part of the multi-billion-dollar troubled teen industry, which also includes therapeutic boarding schools and residential treatment centers. These programs are designed for adolescents struggling with issues like drug dependency, depression, poor grades, low self-confidence, ending thoughts, and eating disorders. The idea is to isolate them in the middle of nowhere America to remove them from their privileges, then provide therapy and give them wilderness experiences like hiking, camping, or working on a ranch in hopes that it will allow them to recognize how good their home life actually is. However, these experiences mostly consist of doing manual labor for hours on end, and over the years there have been hundreds, thousands of reports of staff members abusing, hazing, humiliating, sleep depriving, sexually assaulting, drugging, and doing some of the most horrific things to these teenagers. Danielle experienced and witnessed similar horrors during her time there when she was just 13 years old, but the worst of all was witnessing a murder.
One morning I was cleaning up for breakfast, and one of the staff members was sitting right next to me, and she had her walkie on her, so I heard everything. One of the kids, he had tried to steal a car or something. Everyone was screaming on the walkies like it was really crazy, and he ended up killing one of the staff members. They made all the kids that were at Rowdy come down, and then they told us not to tell us anything. A day later, they have us all every kid that's at Turnabout, they have us all sit in a circle, and they're like, listen, there was an incident, I know some of y'all heard it over the walkies, Jimmy died.
And you would think that with such appalling accusations that Dr. Phil would denounce the Turnabout Ranch.
We don't have anything to do with what happens with guests once they leave the stage.
But he just played dumb. However, Danielle proved that Dr. Phil is in fact involved with the people he sends there after the show.
My mother signed a consent of release of information to send progress reports directly from Turnabout to the Dr. Phil show. So when you say you don't...
That's crazy. That's crazy, bruh. But also, you gotta look at it like this. Them ranches ain't the only problem. You gotta, especially when we talk about trauma, lingering trauma, we gotta think about even kids that getting locked up as juvenile, going to juvenile prisons and stuff, and the things they experience. I know plenty of people who have experienced trauma from those. I know people who just ain't the same anymore from going to places like that. So I think the American system, we're dealing with a lot of things, is incorrect. I think we need to go back to the drawing board and figure it out, because it's fucked up.
To send progress reports directly from Turnabout to the Dr. Phil show. So when you say you don't have any feedback from them, that is not true.
Danielle added that she doesn't believe that Dr. Phil is unaware of what really happens behind closed doors at the ranch. Plus, a murder did take place at this ranch. You would think that at the very least Dr. Phil would stop recommending it as a precautionary measure, but he continues to praise the ranch.
We sent this young woman to Turnabout Ranch, which is a very serious, responsible place for kids to go to get their values straight and get their heads on right. Try to be an emotional compass and point parents in a direction.
What direction is that? Sexual abuse, murders, and torture? That's the direction? Oh, that's phenomenal. Start your to-do list, parents. Have your kid watch somebody get murdered, have them get sexually assaulted, and have them get tortured. They'll come out great.
Even if Dr. Phil is innocent, maybe he should consider investigating these facilities before using his massive platform to endorse them, which is why people conspire that he might have some sort of financial interest that benefits him every time a child is sent to the camp. It was after this expose that the narrative surrounding Danielle's Dr. Phil episode and her whole persona started to change. She was 13. Wow, this is 100% bad parenting on the mom's part. I feel like Danielle was wronged her whole life. Also, she was 13 years old, and to be judged and hated like this instead of loved and nurtured on national television, that's just setting her up. All this time I thought this child was crazy. Now I realized it's her mom. Despite Danielle reversing her reputation to the public, Bhad Bhabie was broke. Nobody was interested in her music anymore. She had exhausted all of her antics to get attention, and she potentially burned bridges with people who could have helped her music career. Now she was only being seen as any other influencer on the internet. There was only one thing left to do to make a big bag. On April 1st...
What?
Because now, hearing that part, that's when I'll be like, numbers kind of do lie. You know what I'm saying? Because if the numbers was like, that's the reason why like numbers now doesn't tell the truth. Is how numbers used to be without the push of the technology. You get what I'm saying? Like in the 90s, if somebody of her demographic was pulling their numbers like that, I think she'd have a career like Bow Wow, where she's that successful for a longer period of time. You see how fast stuff quickly comes and goes. This in this time. It's because the numbers are very fixated. It's because the numbers are not necessarily telling if you're good or not. It's just the boost of the reputation and the virality of what's going on. It's not. Yeah. So can the numbers lie? In a sense, yes. You hear it? Yeah. But so the numbers do kind of lie in a sense. It doesn't tell the true full scope of everything, because to be honest, if she's getting recognized for awards and all that at a certain point in time, y'all should still be able to make something out of her music career. To this day, she should still be thriving off her music career if she got nominated with people of that caliber. You know what I'm saying? At that young age.
You just don't have nothing else to give. Like, you had your time, you made your money, and
it's just crazy how shit fickle so fast nowadays, though.
It is.
2021, 6 days after her 18th birthday, Bhabie launched an OnlyFans account that earned over $1 million in revenue in the first 6 hours, including over $757,000 from subscriptions, $267,000 from message payments, and $5,000 in tips. Less than a month later, Bhabie claimed that she racked in over $50 million on OnlyFans before showing off her newly purchased $6.1 million home in Florida that she allegedly bought in cash. People were initially suspicious until she posted an income report with the caption, "Go cry about it." The screenshot showed a gross income of $52 million, with Bhabie taking home a net income of over $42 million. The main realization that people had from this was just how many thousands, maybe millions of people who had sexualized this child since she initially showed her face on the internet.
What do you think your situation was that like made you pop off like that?
Well, I was kept covered for so long, right? Like with how they were making me dress and and I was young.
It's so creepy.
It's creepy, but at the same time, like, I'm not one of them people that's like, oh no, pedophilia is fine as long as they're like a little bit older. No. I still think it's weird, but at the same time, 18 is 18, and that's what they said it was, so that's what they said it was.
Danielle fully realized that it was because of her young age and being sexualized during her youth that allowed her to secure such a large...
And that's the thing that I was trying to say in the beginning. That's the reason why she blew up, because so many grown men were sliding in her DMs before she was 18. Yeah. And they were like, oh, I didn't know she was dating. Motherfucker, yes you did,
because
bro.
if you even know about her, 9 times out of 10, you know how old she is.
And y'all are rich and famous, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all know what y'all like doing? Y'all like Googling shit. You could have, before you slide, be like, let me Google Just to make
that's
sure.
another thing. My thing, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to make sure that you know whoever you trying to reach out to, because you know she young. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't take anything to do a quick, oh, no, let me, you know what I'm saying? And I even feel like soon they turn 18 and y'all like, right, baby, you have literally been waiting and lurking and like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's weird to me.
That's
like,
facts.
that's sick. Yeah. But, yeah.
Like the news came out about how much money you made. People from so many different walks of lives that I knew were like, I'm getting an OnlyFans.
Her success inspired millions of women around the world to try and do the same. Unfortunately, almost none of them will even have a fraction of the success that Danielle had. Danielle admits that she doesn't think this career path is 1,000,000,000% okay, but she got rich off of it, so she was willing to justify it. Now at age 20, Danielle has secured generational wealth. She is done with the antics, done with the attention seeking, and done being made fun of on the internet. Now she is seemingly settling down with a man who is not famous, and they are expecting their first child in 2024. Through all her controversies and antics, most people thought that she would end up broke, alone, and regretting her choices. Instead, she ended up filthy rich and settled down with a family. They laughed at her, but it looks like she's the one who got the last laugh.
Or has she? I always say time will tell.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, time will always tell whether or not whatever decision you made was the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, she does reap the benefits, but who doesn't say that tomorrow or next day that OnlyFans ends up gone?
I mean, but I get what you're saying, but I think that's kind of like not really the
because my only reason why I'm saying that is because right now her finance it stems from the backing of everything she makes from OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Let's say the government ensures a regulation that's been around, and now.
But I feel like that's what.
Hold on, let me finish it. There's regulations where OnlyFans slips under that, and what if they decide to regulate certain rules that has been around, and they we can no longer push out this content, and they like okay, damn. All right, I have to literally be a real professional worker in this industry to be able to sell this, and I have to go through all those protocols. A lot of people probably won't go through those protocols because they're like, I don't want to be labeled as this, right?
Yeah.
Then, okay, now there's no longer a thing. What does she do after that? She comes back in the headlines. Because at the end of the day, she knows I can always revert and go back to doing some type of antic.
Yeah.
But like I always say, at the end of the day, time will tell.
Yeah, always.
And also, with you being with your God, it's eventually as y'all mature as well. If y'all really are gonna be a family, he's gonna be okay with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you stop doing that, and you know what I'm saying, because then I know somebody in the comments. When he got with her when she was doing it, he should be okay with it. But as people do grow and mature, and people change over time.
You said, is he gonna be okay with what?
I'm saying, if they do decide to be a family,
yeah.
will he be okay with her still having her OnlyFans?
Because
obviously that's what the big financial.
Right, I'm pretty sure, and with the statement you just made, I'm like that.
But like again, now I have a child. Yeah. Now you're also a representation of my child. Yeah. And then I might, do I want to marry you? I don't want you. Some people don't want other people looking at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so with that, what do you do then? That's all I'm saying. But like I said in the beginning, only time will tell how everything plays out. If you get what I mean though?
Yes, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I get everything you're saying. And yeah, I do agree with you also. But my thing is, if that's if those are issues, those are conversations you have before you get someone pregnant, before y'all lay down and decide to have this child.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, y'all didn't have the conversation, but these are conversations you have if you're going to now be like, is he going to be okay?
Those are mature conversations.
Okay.
Everybody is not mature.
I don't know. They dynamic.
But you just said, I'm just going off what you said. You said those are the conversations you have.
Those are the conversations you have. So people that have those conversations are automatically assume that you are mature.
What I'm saying is not everybody are having those conversations. It only takes one time for you to get pregnant. So they probably never even haven't even had that conversation now.
Right.
We're just having a debate. See,
we're not. What are we debating about?
I'm just debating off of what.
We're not debating. Debating is you saying something and then you're conflict. We're not debating. We're having a conversation. Right.
I miss debating. But
I wasn't on the debate team. But anyway, I'm just saying, I feel like people that have those conversations, if you want to say mature people have those conversations, yes. So I will hope that y'all would have had that conversation. Don't know if you did, but you know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing to bring in this money. You okay with living in this however much he said $1 million home? You're okay with that. You're okay with me being the breadwinner. I don't know what he does. I'm not gonna. Can I finish? Yeah. I don't know what he does or whatever the case may be, but you're good with all the glamour, the glitz and glamour. So my thing also, I understand you have a child. That's definitely going to be another conversation that needs to be had. Are we going to continue to do this? We don't want our child to be brought up in this type of thinking that this is okay. Yeah. I'm cool with you doing whatever, making your money or whatever the case may be. But now the dynamic has changed. The everything has changed. That's all I'm saying, but you're not trying to hear me.
Girl, yes, I am listening to you.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
No, get it out.
Let's wrap it up. But
I'm
anyway,
listening to you.
But teach his own. Hopefully they have those conversations. Whatever works for them, works for them. And that's all I'm trying to say. Everyone is different. Some people don't mind they girl doing whatever, as long as they bringing in the money. Some people don't care. We see a lot of people out here that's in the light, that do not care. So, but and you have a lot of men that do. So,
some people, long as she's still bringing in the income, like, shit, some dudes lazy too. Because I say this, men love calling women gold diggers, right? Mm-hmm. We have a lot of men that are gold diggers. They want to be taken care of and kept too. So that's the reason why some are willing to stick around. You know what I'm saying? As long as the money getting paid, I ain't got to do much.
Right. Especially when you have those ones when y'all are not in the same, same, I guess, the same, the industry, depending on whatever you're doing.
I'm trying to think of a word.
If it's music or if it's acting or if it's
because we were just talking about that earlier.
In sports or whatever it is, that whatever path if y'all are not in that same path to if you're not an actor dating another actor,
or you're not a celebrity status,
whatever the case may be, then you do have to make sure that person is
understanding.
In it for the right thing. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but yeah. And that can be hard to, especially if that person didn't, come up with you. Yeah.
So, or used to it.
Or, well, I would not think you.
No, I'm saying they're not used to all the notoriety, all the publicity, all the eyes and all this. Yeah. A lot of people can't deal with that long term. They can be like, some people start getting in their feelings over it.
Yeah.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts about it in the comment section down below. But as always, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name of DJ Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Yeah. Go and get it. Ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.